एक और live stream on my cricket channel called Cricket with Jamie, brought to you as always by the good people at Dafa News. कल का मैच दोस्तों, कल का मैच आई थिंक रिजल्ट के आगे, बाय द वे कंग्रेचुलेशंस आरसीबी फैंस, आपकी टीम को एक जीत हासिल हो गई है. बट मोर देन द विन, आई थिंक द टॉकिंग पॉइंट फ्रॉम यस्टरडेज मैच वाज Virat Kohli getting those 77 runs, an innings which has given himself a lot of confidence. We heard Virat Kohli कल मैच के बाद विराट कोहली ने कैसे पोस्ट मैच प्रेजेंटेशन में कुछ चीजें कही, which just show how much, how important that knock was to him. Um, of course, the win is obviously vital for RCB, but because of how I think the bowling problems do remain. ऐसे नहीं है कि आरसीबी की bowling में कुछ अचानक कुछ ज्यादा बदलाव आएगा. कल I think Punjab were really put under the pump, and full credit to someone like Mohammad Siraj, for bowling so well. उस चिन्ना स्वामी ground पे जहां पर 198 200 तो मेरे ख्याल से एवरेज टोटल है. पंजाब को पावर प्ले में इतना दबाव में डाला. फुल क्रेडिट गोज टू हाउ वेल आरसीबी's bowlers did. फाफ डू प्लेसी ने कहा कि हम फील्डिंग करना चाहते हैं, यानी कि उनको यकीन था कि जो भी टारगेट उनके सामने पंजाब लगाएगी वो टारगेट आरसीबी वाले पार कर सकते हैं. एंड दैट्स व्हाट हैपेंड. We saw Mahipal Lomror come out and play a brilliant cameo. Dinesh Karthik swatting those boundaries down the leg side. You thought कि यार जब कैमरन ग्रीन नहीं चले, जब मैक्सवेल नहीं चले, जब जब विराट कोहली का वो बेहतरीन कैच लिया हरप्रीत बरार ने, और क्या बेहतरीन बॉलिंग करी वैसे हरप्रीत बरार ने. ये वही हरप्रीत बरार है जो कुछ साल पहले उन्होंने एक स्पेल में विराट कोहली, ग्लेन मैक्सवेल और एबी डिविलियर्स को आउट किया उसी टफ Chinnaswamy ground mein. I thought his spell was exceptional, but Virat Kohli, seeing through those fall-off wickets, sussing it out, laying the foundations for a fantastic 77. But of course, we have to talk about Johnny Bairstow. Johnny Bairstow, एक तो भाई बेचारे 3 महीने से बेचारे जॉनी बेयरस्टो यहाँ हिंदुस्तान में है. टेस्ट मैच में नहीं चले, 5 टेस्ट मैच खेले, 40 रन पार नहीं किया किसी भी पारी में. अपना 100वां टेस्ट खेला, वहां भी नहीं चले. उसके बाद ये आईपीएल खेल रहे हैं, नहीं चले. 2 मैच में अब तक जॉनी बेयरस्टो नहीं चले. और जो स्लिप पे जॉनी बेयरस्टो ने विराट कोहली का कैच छोड़ा, टफ कैच आप कह सकते हैं, लेकिन ये जॉनी बेयरस्टो हैं जो कि बहुत साल तक कीपर रह चुके हैं, स्लिप में फील्डिंग कर चुके हैं. आपने जॉनी बेयरस्टो को लगाया है फर्स्ट स्लिप पर, यह सोचकर कि अगर सैम करन की गेंद राइट हैंडर से बाहर जाएगा तो निक आ सकता है. और दूसरी बॉल जब विराट कोहली डक पे थे तो जॉनी बेयरस्टो ने यह कैच छोड़ा, और उसके बाद विराट कोहली ने पीछे मुड़कर एक बार भी नहीं देखा. 4 चौके मारे विराट कोहली ने पारी के पहली ओवर में. उसके बाद ही जस्ट केप्ट ऑन गोइंग, केप्ट ऑन गोइंग, केप्ट ऑन गोइंग. एवरी सिंगल शॉट जो विराट कोहली मार सकते हैं, कल बेंगलुरु के चिन्नास्वामी स्टेडियम में हम सभी को वो देखने को मिला. एक बेहतरीन पारी with a huge slice of luck from Johnny Bairstow. यदि जॉनी बेयरस्टो वो कैच पकड़ते तो कोहली दूसरे बॉल पे डक के लिए चलते, और मेरा मानना है कि आरसीबी कभी भी अपने लक्ष्य के आसपास नहीं आती. जॉनी बेयरस्टो, you drop Virat Kohli, he is going to make you pay. That is the class, that is the experience of what Virat Kohli brings to the table. RCB's batsmen struggled on the day. They needed Virat Kohli, primarily a man of his experience, to hold that innings together. And that is what you expect from Virat Kohli. Given a life, जितना इनका अनुभव है, जो उनके साथ हुआ है पिछले 2.5-3 महीने में, इतना गैप था उनका फील्ड पर आने के लिए, फील्ड पर आने से पहले. He came back, he did his job. Unfortunate that he didn't get 100. एक समय पे लग रहा था कि भाई आरसीबी की मांग थी 80 रन, विराट कोहली तकरीबन 50 पे थे. मैंने कहा विराट कोहली आराम से आज 100 लगाएंगे. And what a statement that would be from Virat Kohli to in his second match of the season, after the gap, with all the speculation over what's happened to him, what will happen to him. और एक चीज विराट कोहली ने कही थी, और विराट कोहली ने जो कहा था, ये जाहिर सी बात है कि आप जब ऐसे कमेंट देते हो तो it comes from having runs behind you, and what a knock it is. Let me just briefly read out what विराट कोहली said. विराट कोहली, और उन्होंने कहा था कि मेरे और फैंस के बीच, मेरे और क्राउड के बीच एक अलग ही रिश्ता है. He's mentioned it before, in 2013 when he was booed at the Wankhede. तो कल जब विराट कोहली अपना मैन ऑफ द मैच ट्रॉफी लेने गए थे, तो उन्होंने कहा था क्राउड को, don't get over excited, it's just 2 games. I know what this orange cap means. In regards to his love-hate relationship with the crowd, he said it's been going on for years. People talk a lot about playing the sport, At the end of the day, you don't talk about the achievements, stats, or numbers, but the memories. It's what Rahul Dravid says, यानी कि coach हमारे. The friendship, love, appreciation, backing has been amazing and is what you'll miss and never forget. यानी कि वो आरसीबी फैंस को कह रहे हैं कि आपका जो प्यार, जो इज्जत आप हमें देते हो, शुक्रिया उसके लिए. इन T20 आई एम ओपनिंग, यानी कि आरसीबी के लिए मैं ओपनिंग कर रहा हूं. आई ट्राई टू गिव द टीम अ ब्लेजिंग स्टार्ट. नहीं हुआ पिछले मैच में. आपको याद है चेन्नई में सीएसके के सामने 8 ओवर के बाद विराट कोहली ने मात्र 10 गेंदें खेली. इट वाज अ स्ट्रेंज इनिंग्स. पर कल की पारी जो थी, दैट्स द काइंड ऑफ इनिंग्स दैट विराट कोहली वांट्स टू गिव टू फैंस ऑफ आरसीबी एज वेल एज आई कैन अस्यूम ऑफ द इंडियन टीम. I try to give the team a blazing start, but then wickets start falling. You have to understand the conditions as well. The wicket wasn't as placid as normally. ये सही बात कही विराट कोहली ने. ये वो typical चिन्नास्वामी पाटा wicket दोस्तों नहीं था. It was a bit too paced, he says. Had to play correct cricketing shots. Couldn't hit across the line. Tried a few. Felt like I needed big hit at the other end, which didn't happen as Maxi and Anuj got out early. Disappointed to have not finish it off. Again, great catch by Harpreet Brar at deep backward point. It was a slot ball that I sliced straight to deep point. Not bad though, playing after 2 months and getting in the tournament. बिल्कुल सही बात कहा. 2.5 महीने के बाद एक बेहतरीन पारी. It deserve a lot of credit. अब यहाँ पर इन्होंने कहा था, the way Arshdeep and Rabada were bowling, you had to come up with the game plan and try to keep improving. अब ये सुनिए दोस्तों, कल आपने सुना भी होगा, लेकिन मैं फिर से आपके लिए ये बात दोहराता हूं. I know my name is often used to just promote the T20 game across the world these days, but still got it, I guess. यानी कि आप जानते हैं, आप और मैंने बहुत सारी चर्चा की आज के लाइव स्ट्रीम में. I'm sure सवाल आए होंगे in regards to Virat Kohli playing the T20 World Cup, because जैन के महीने से पहले तो तकरीबन 1.5 साल बीत चुके थे कि विराट कोहली ने 14 महीने बीत चुके थे जब से विराट कोहली ने एक अंतरराष्ट्रीय T20 मैच खेला. जनवरी के महीने में साउथ अफ्रीका टूर के बाद 2 T20 आई मैच खेले विराट कोहली ने अफगानिस्तान के सामने. एक में 29 मारे, एक में डक मारे. फिर ड्यू टू फैमिली रीजंस ही स्किप्ड द ऑल 5 टेस्ट मैचेस. अब बहुत सारी चर्चा हुई. आप तो जानते हैं मेरी राय क्या है, और मैं मानता हूं आज बहुत लोग जुड़ेंगे इस लाइव स्ट्रीम पर ये कहने के लिए कि जय भाई, आप ही कहते हो ना कि विराट कोहली को नहीं जाना चाहिए T20 वर्ल्ड कप. देखिए उन्होंने कैसी पारी खेली. मैं मानता हूं ऐसी पारी अगर खेलेंगे, यदि विराट कोहली इस अंदाज से बैटिंग करेंगे तो बेहतरीन होगा इंडियन क्रिकेट फैंस के लिए. बट आई स्टिल बिलीव दैट आई डोंट थिंक ही क्वाइट हैज द गेम राइट नाउ टू कंसिस्टेंटली drive India in the West Indies based on those pitches. But yes, I will happily eat humble pie and say yes, विराट कोहली ने एक बेहतरीन पारी खेली, और ऐसी पारी खेलेंगे तो ना सिर्फ आरसीबी और उनके फैंस को फायदा होगा, बट इंडियन क्रिकेट को फायदा हो सके यदि टीम उन्हें, यानी सिलेक्टर्स उन्हें T20 वर्ल्ड कप लेके जाए. पर ये जो स्टेटमेंट कहा विराट कोहली ने, आई नो माई नेम इज ऑफन यूज्ड टू जस्ट प्रमोट द T20 गेम अक्रॉस द वर्ल्ड दिस डेज बट स्टिल गॉट इट अगेंस्ट. यानी कि उनको पता है, किसी ने इनके कान में डाला है कि बहुत सारे फैन सोशल मीडिया पर और मीडिया वाले, जर्नलिस्ट, एंकर्स, बहुत सारे ब्रॉडकास्टर लोग ये बात कर रहे हैं कि विराट कोहली सिर्फ और सिर्फ T20 वर्ल्ड कप में शायद इसलिए जाएंगे ताकि नॉर्थ अमेरिकन मार्केट में उनका नाम बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है गेम को प्रमोट करने के लिए. ये बातें मैंने सुना है सोशल मीडिया पर, मेरे व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप्स पे ऐसी भी बातें चल चुकी है. यहां पर इस चैनल पर और बाकी जो न्यूज चैनल पर मैं आता हूं, हमने पे वहां पर ये डिस्कस किया है. एंड आई थिंक किसी ना किसी ने विराट कोहली के कान में, या उन्होंने खुद देखा है, ये बात डाला है कि सर आपके दुनिया के बाहर, आपके इस बबल के बाहर ऐसी बातें हो रही है. एक्सपेक्टेड दैट विराट कोहली मेड अ कमेंट. जायज कमेंट है उनका, इनका जवाब देना बनता है. और ऐसी पारी आती है जब आप एक बेहतरीन इनिंग्स खेलते हो अपनी टीम को जीत की राह दिखाने पर. सो ऑल इन ऑल अ फैंटास्टिक रिमाइंडर of what Virat Kohli does and can do in T20s. Fantastic for RCB fans. आप तो जानते हैं कि मेरी क्या राय है RCB को लेकर. Early days, 2 matches, 1 loss, 1 win. But yes, if the Chinnaswamy pitch plays more like it did yesterday, I believe it gives RCB a much better chance. क्योंकि आप जानते हैं कि जो चिन्नास्वामी स्टेडियम का एक ओवरऑल नेचर है, वो ज्यादा होम एडवांटेज नहीं देती RCB को. So let's see what happens. It was a cracking match, another match that went down to the wire. थोड़ा यहाँ गया, थोड़ा वहां गया. एक समय पे लग रहा था कि RCB आराम से चेस करेगी, but then again he got out at the wrong time. There was a brief collapse. Mahipal Lomror, the impact player, fantastic cameo. छक्के छक्के छक्के, शशांक सिंह बेहतरीन कैमियो, एंड देन डीके द ओल्ड वाइली फॉक्स डीके लीविंग हिज इम्प्रिंट, उनकी छाप उन्होंने छोड़ी इस मैच पर। तो लेट्स सी दोस्तों आगे क्या होता है आरसीबी को लेकर। मैं चाहता हूं कि आपके जो व्यूज हैं उस पर थोड़ी नजर डाली जाए। So let's come to the most important part of these live streams on this channel brought to you by Dafa News. It is a fan engagement. चलिए देखते हैं कौन कौन जुड़ा है मेरे साथ आज। Shreyansh is saying 16 seasons of IPL and only 4 Indians ever won the player of the series. अच्छा ऐसा है क्या? ये फॉरनर आईपीएल में डोमिनेट करते हैं इसलिए इंडिया कभी वर्ल्ड कप नहीं जीती। Interesting perspective. You do need 11 players firing to get you the trophy. हो सके शशांक आपकी बात में दम है। कोहली को बुरा लगा क्योंकि केपी कमेंट्री में ये सब बोल रहा था कि वीके पोस्टर को इसलिए यूएसए आई है। अच्छा ये मैंने मिस किया। आप तो जानते हैं कि मैं तो कमेंट्री पे सुनता नहीं हूं, मैं तो म्यूट पे सुनता हूं इसलिए। अच्छा देन दैट कुड बी व्हाई ही मेड द कमेंट। वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग। इंग्लैंड और ऑस्ट्रेलिया वाले डिसइंटरेस्टेड लग रहे थे आईपीएल में। एसएल बैन, वेस्ट इंडीज और साउथ अफ्रीका वाले की जान लगाते हैं। अर्ली डेज इंग्लैंड वाले थोड़े फ्लैट तो लग रहे हैं फिल सॉल्ट को छोड़कर। अभी तो ऑजीज में तो बहुत जिगरा है, वो कुछ कर दिखाएंगे। Do you think Kohli will go to T20 World Cup? I do think if he bats like this, it'll be impossible for the selectors to play him. Is this the same Shashank Singh whose name was picked erroneously? That's a good question. Is it? मुझे याद आ रहा है ये किस्सा। I don't think he's that one. ये वही वाले हैं जिनको चुनना चाहते थे बट ये दूसरा वाला है। आई थिंक that's a good question, मुझे याद आ गया। राहुल कह रहे हैं सर वेस्ट इंडीज प्लेयर्स प्लेइंग वेल आईपीएल रसल पुर आई थिंक वेस्ट इंडीज विल बी टॉप 5। बिल्कुल सही बात कह रहे हो। ये मैंने पिछले साल किसी प्लेटफॉर्म पर मुझसे ये पूछा गया था कि हाउ डू यू थिंक वेस्ट इंडीज विल फेयर, एंड आई एक्चुअली हैव देम एज अ डेंजरस टीम बिकॉज ऑफ होम कंडीशंस, यू नो। सो या Virat Kohli strike rate in IPL match against PBKS. First 50 balls, 220. Next 34 balls, 129. Your thoughts? Shankar, we've discussed this before. The strike rate will always be somewhat of a concern. अब the फायदा ये है विराट कोहली के साथ कि जब वो ओपनिंग करते हैं he has the ability, he has the drive and every single shot, Ravi Shankar, to cash in on the power play, which is why I was so surprised in that Chennai match. After 8 overs, Virat Kohli had only faced 10 or 11 balls. Wickets were not falling. It was a somewhat tacky track, but Faf du Plessis was leading the charge. At one point, Virat Kohli's strike rate was 100 after the power play, or even less. So I don't buy into that philosophy. यदि दोनों players के पास क्षमता है shots मारने की, तो why don't both players play those shots? Somehow RCB and Virat Kohli, they seem intent on playing this anchor role. I just don't think Virat Kohli needs to necessarily be that anchor role. If Virat Kohli got 220 in his first 15 balls, that's because A, Johnny Bairstow dropped him on 0, but 4 of his boundaries, यानी कि उनके पहले 16 रन एक ही ओवर में आए। अब इट्स ऑब्वियस कि विराट कोहली हर ओवर में 4 बाउंड्रीज नहीं लगा पाएंगे, बट वी ऑल नो, आई थिंक वी कैन ऑल अग्री दैट आफ्टर द पावर प्ले, स्पेशली व्हेन स्पिनर्स स्टार्ट bowling, Virat Kohli's strike rate will dip to about the 129, as you pointed out, or 135 mark. But that's why I say Virat Kohli को power play के अंदर थोड़ा ज्यादा मेहनत उनको करनी पड़ेगी to try and get that, as you mentioned, Ravi Shankar, 220 strike rate. Yesterday was a brilliant innings. It paid off, but you saw how carefully he was facing someone like a Harpreet Brar. यदि शिखर धवन हरप्रीत ब्रार को 7, 9, 11 और 13 ओवर पे खिलाते, so maybe Virat Kohli's strike rate would have dipped even further. By the time he got to face Harpreet Brar, I think Harpreet Brar was brought in a bit too late into the attack. But the point is, Ravi Shankar, we know कि power play के बाद quality left arm spinners के साथ, especially Virat Kohli का strike rate dip होगा. That's why maybe the selectors should consider opening with him in the West Indies if they do in fact take him. शुभजीत सर, कोहली का सबसे बड़ा टेस्ट होगा केकेआर के 3 स्पिनर्स के अगेंस्ट। किस तरह से वो स्ट्राइक रेट रोटेट करते हैं और स्ट्राइक रेट अच्छा तक पाते हैं। बिल्कुल सही बात है। He will struggle against more spinners in T20s. Is it eerie coincidence that whenever T20 World Cup slot is vacant, DK ups his game? It's eerie, but he's not keeping wickets for RCB, so he's definitely not going to the World Cup. SS98, welcome back. The biggest test for Virat would always be batting first. Chasing has been his strength. Let's wait for we come to the conclusion. बिल्कुल सही कह रहा हूँ, बिल्कुल सही कह रहा हूँ. Off topic, but if given free hand, what's your T20 World Cup team? I've shared my T20 World Cup 15 in many past streams. Don't want to repeat it again because we have plenty of time. Let's wait until May 1st and then we'll get back to that. Right now, let's stick to Virat Kohli and his comments and his innings. Shubhajit Kare said yesterday even Arshdeep Singh was not spot on with the Yorkers. Yes, he was very off yesterday against Lomrod, got whacked and short ball with fine. And yes, Arshdeep has remained a bit of a concern. Thoughts on Dhawan's innings? Innings was what I expected. He's not getting any younger. He's very fit. He doesn't have the power game. He needs flat tracks to find the gaps. कल ऐसा नहीं रहा. कल वो थोड़े एंकर रोल. मैं कह ऐसे ऐसे बड़े दिग्गज प्लेयर को एंकर रोल खेलने की जरूरत नहीं. आप फाफ टू प्लेसी को देखिए. बंदा 40 साल का है. उसको एंकर रोल खेलने में कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं. वो आके शॉट्स मार रहा है. मैं चाहता हूं कि रोहित, कोहली, धवन यदि वो खेलें इतने मैचेस, वो एंकर रोल के बारे में ना सोचे. Go out and play, man. Just enjoy. Give the fans, give us all a treat watching what you do. Don't get bogged down. That's it. In regards to captaincy, I agree. I thought I knew Harpreet Brar was always going to be the biggest threat to RCB because we've seen him take out Kohli, Maxwell, and De Villiers in one over some years ago. I thought he was brought on too late. यदि धवन हरप्रीत ब्रार को थोड़े पहले लाते, हो सके विराट कोहली इतनी बेहतरीन पारी ना खेले. डीके अगेन गेटिंग हाई for T20 वर्ल्ड कप. नहीं, दिनेश कार्तिक कोई चांस नहीं है भाई, कोई चांस नहीं है. वो कीपिंग नहीं कर रहे. यू थिंक ही इज गोना गो एज अ बैट्समैन टू द वर्ल्ड कप? नहीं. अगर दिनेश कार्तिक को एक्चुअल में जाना था T20 वर्ल्ड कप तो वो ग्लव्स पकड़ते आरसीबी के लिए. कोई नहीं. एंड वी सॉ यार 2 साल पहले 2022 में बहुत रन मारे उन्होंने आईपीएल में. क्या उखाड़ा? एक भी ढंग की पारी नहीं खेली 20 पारियों में. He's not going. Rishabh Jain keh rahe, I'm afraid that kind of trolling Hardik is basically keeping on. That's on mine. We discussed him at length yesterday and the same topic, Rishabh. Let's stick to the topic. If the Indian captain has given the statement that Kohli will go to the World Cup no matter how it forms, then why to debate on it? Bilkul, but again, it's not necessarily the captain that has the final say. It will be Ajit Agarkar. But we'll see. Most likely he will be going. King proved n number of times who's the boss. Bilkul sahi, he is the boss. Can Virat play with same strike rate while batting first? I don't know. I think, of course, he can, but it's about Virat Kohli's intent. He's the king of chases. But as we've seen in one-day cricket, in T20 cricket, in major tournaments, India will always be a weaker team when they bat first. Bairstow as a foreign player, खिलाना ही नहीं सही है, कोई काम का नहीं है. आजकल तो बहुत खराब फॉर्म में है. If Maxwell and Faf play 50 plus balls, he will score more than 95 runs. You're saying if Maxwell and Faf, each of them play 50 runs, Virat will score 95 runs or they will score? Because you've said if Maxwell and Faf plays 50 plus balls, Yannick, you mentioned 2 players, but then you've said he. So who's the he? Virat Kohli or one of these 2? RCB's middle order, which is looking weak, has performed for 2 straight games, DK, Raut and Lomrod. Now it's on top order. I think we can all agree that RCB's top order in the longer run, Yannick, across the IPL, has a much better chance of being consistent than this middle order. I mean, aajkal wo chal rahe hain, but overall, it will be Maxwell, Green, Kohli, and Faf du Plessis who will win you more matches than Lomrod and DK types, and Rawat types. VK आजकल अपने 50s को भी celebrate नहीं करता. Is VK heartbroken after World Cup loss? I would hope so, and I would hope that he spoke yesterday about milestones and all, how they're not important. I hope Virat Kohli has moved on from milestones, and he's actually in his final 2.5 years of cricket is actually now getting serious about winning India trophies. Do you want player of the tournament 50 hundreds from Virat Kohli, or do you want Virat Kohli and his Indian team to give the country a trophy? I'll let you be the answer to that. Sir, do you think Chinnaswamy wicket was a little different? Bilkul, we've discussed this already. Faf du Plessis ने कहा था कि ये वो वाला wicket नहीं है, and I hope we get to see this wicket more than the traditional Chinnaswamy wicket. SS98, can Rohit bat at 3, Virat and Jaiswal open? They can, but again, there's more merit. Let's say this. There's more merit to getting Virat Kohli to open, given the fact that outside of Indian cricket, he opens for RCB every single time. There's more merit to that than there is for putting Rohit Sharma down at 3. I'm not in favor of Rohit Sharma going to the T20 World Cup. He doesn't have great T20 form to show for, and on those West Indies pitches, a lot of Indian batsmen will struggle. मेरा ये मानना है कि अगर रोहित आपके के लिए ओपनिंग नहीं कर रहे हैं तो उनको 11 में नहीं होना चाहिए. But you've announced him as captain. He only and only bats as opener. So unfortunately, we're looking at a situation where he opens and Kohli bats at 3. Sare Be Begerdo? I don't know what Begerdo means. Acknowledge your tribal chief, head of the table, the one and only Virat. ओके, विराट तभी स्लो कहते जब 5 पे 3 आउट हो या 3 पे. नहीं, ऐसा तो कुछ नहीं है. इफ यू लुक एट द फर्स्ट मैच आरसीबी सीएसके, no wicket fell in the power play, and Virat Kohli after 8 overs had faced 8 or 9 balls. So there is enough to suggest that sometimes we have to question what his intent is. Had Virat Kohli against CSK, had he batted that way when it was 3 for 2, I would have been fine. But early wickets didn't fall against CSK, and Virat Kohli played a very, very strange innings. I hope Virat Kohli doesn't play these innings, and I hope Virat Kohli reminds us all of what he can do like he did yesterday. So not quite in agreement. विराट कोहली बहुत बहुत एग्जांपल्स हैं जब विकेट्स नहीं गिरे हैं पावर प्ले में. आरसीबी का एक भी विकेट नहीं गिरा पावर प्ले में, एंड विराट कोहली ended the power play with 15, 18, 20 runs. So not a lot of fact, I would say, in your comment, but thank you for sharing your views. Pragnayansu. What is Sare Bagerdo? Begerdo. It's a cool word, Begerdo. Do you think BBS can sum up it in Sikandar Raza? Yes, they're going to have to. I assume Johnny Bairstow gets 2-3 more games. If Johnny Bairstow doesn't score runs in the next 2 games, throw him out and bring in Raza. Raza will offer you a lot more than Johnny Bairstow. My T20 World Cup. Okay, off topic, but okay. Rohit, Jaiswal, Surya, Samson, Dubey, Pandya, Rinku, Akshar Kuldeep, Bumrah, Arshdeep Siraj. Interesting, you've gone for Samson. I don't think Samson will get a chance, but you've gone for Dubey, you dropped Kohli. Okay, we'll do a lot of shows on T20 World Cup. Right now, we're talking about RCB. Way Virat was playing today, you mean yesterday, he was giving another chance. He would have been 3-4. No, not 3-4, but we have to address the elephant in the room. He was dropped on a duck. Had he dropped on a duck, we wouldn't even been having this show. We'd be saying, Are bhaiya, isko mat leke jao. So, yes, you need luck, but Johnny Bairstow basically dropped the match yesterday. But hats off to Virat Kohli for using that drop to play one of the best innings in recent memory I have in the IPL. Kohli hits more fours than sixes on slow wickets. He struggles to score faster. Very, 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 very right fact. Which is why in the West Indies, it's going to be a big problem for him and Surya. Rohit and Virat, they're both struggling against left-arm spinners. Bilkul, I mean, left-arm spinners have had a hold on Virat Kohli. I remember 2021 World Cup, Mitchell Santner just shut Virat Kohli down, shut Rohit down. It's very, very tough. That's why I said Harpreet Brar should have been brought earlier. So I'd like to know which channel you can preview and review. I've been doing this for the last 15 months, my friend. Every day on Cricket Next YouTube channel. आप में से बहुत viewers तो वहाँ पे आते हैं. Cricket Next, every day I do 2 live videos there. बेगैरतो, अच्छा, he spelled it as Begerdo. अच्छा, अरे बेगैरत, ऐसे लिखो ना. He wrote Begerdo. I'm like, Begerdo? Will you come to USA to cover T20 World Cup? I have applied for my visa. I got a visa interview on the 29th of April. So ho sake, I'm trying to go. You live in Philly, fantastic. I have a lot of family roots in Pennsylvania, Harrisburg. Virat was exceptional against Pakistan while chasing, but his 50 or 40 balls in the semis of T20 World Cup while batting first was a disaster for the team. As I think we've done many shows in the aftermath of India's dismal performance at the 2022 T20 World Cup on this same topic. I'll just sum it up in brief because we're going off topic here. Not about Virat Kohli. Indian team की philosophy 90% इस बात पर फोकस्ड है कि हम चेस करेंगे. आप बेहतरीन चेसिंग टीम हो, लेकिन T20 वर्ल्ड कप में, चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी में, वनडे वर्ल्ड कप में इतने एग्जांपल्स हैं कि जब आपके प्लान्स टॉस के मुताबिक नहीं चले तो आपके जीतने के चांसेस काफी घट जाते हैं. India wanted to chase in the majority of the T20 World Cup in 22. They wanted to chase in the majority of the Asia Cup. They wanted to chase in the majority of the One Day World Cup. क्योंकि आपके पास बेहतरीन प्लेयर्स हैं, चेस करने लायक, आपके पास शायद दुनिया के सबसे बेस्ट प्लेयर्स 2-3 मिलाकर आपके पास वो हैं व्हाइट बॉल क्रिकेट में. लेकिन गलती ये करी रोहित शर्मा ने और द्रविड़ ने, आप पूरी प्लानिंग एक प्लान के ऊपर नहीं बना सकते हो। इंडिया के पास कोई प्लान भी नहीं था। दे वांटेड टू चेस इन द वर्ल्ड कप फाइनल बट दे लॉस्ट द टॉस। देयर इज इनफ एग्जांपल्स, T20 वर्ल्ड कप, एशिया कप 2022 की बात कर रहा हूं मैं, और इस वर्ल्ड कप में जब आपके प्लान्स एक ही टैक्टिक, एक ही स्ट्रेटजी के ऊपर बनते हैं तो आप कहीं ना कहीं फंस जाते हैं। तो आपने बिल्कुल सही कहा था। Not just Virat Kohli, overall the Indian team does not have that skill, required skill in ICC trophies to put up enough runs when batting first. इक्के तुक्के एग्जांपल्स होंगे, but the problem is India, और ये मैंने कहा था वनडे वर्ल्ड कप के बीच किसी चैनल पर बहुत बार, मैंने कहा भैया आपके पास 10 लीग मैचेस हैं, मैं चाहता हूं टॉस हारे टॉस जीते जो भी हो, मैं चाहता हूं कि 10 में से कम से कम 4 बार इंडियन टीम बैटिंग पहले करे, क्योंकि मैं ये नहीं चाहता कि अचानक नॉकआउट्स में जाकर आपको बैटिंग फर्स्ट की आदत नहीं है। It worked very very well against New Zealand in the semifinals and a couple matches here, but I think the 2022 T20 World Cup, like you mentioned, um, was at SS98 as well as the One Day World Cup, enough examples to suggest that India are perhaps not approaching these matches with the right balance. No point judging okay daily basis. सही बात है. Let's wait for 7-8 games. Even Surya struggles against left off spinner. बिल्कुल सही है. But प्रियांशु, हमें डेली शो तो करने पड़ेंगे, हमें डेली शो के को लेकर कुछ बातें करनी पड़ेंगी. It's only 2 matches in. बहुत बहुत कुछ बदल सकता है. But for the point of discussion and debate, हम तो जज करेंगे भाई डेली. और आप लोग भी बहुत जज करते हो डेली. People want Sanju to give wicket giving gloves to Dhruv Jurel, but why would he? Yeah, I said this even before the IPL on one of the Cricket Next shows. I don't see Dhruv Jurel as a viable candidate for the T20 World Cup because he's batting at number 6-7, which is where Jitesh Sharma is batting, but Jitesh Sharma is keeping wickets. KL Rahul is now keeping wickets. Samson keeps wickets and bats 3. I just don't see Dhruv Jurel going to the T20 World Cup because he's not keeping. अभी क्या है? अभी ऋषभ पंत के आने से थोड़ा 5% लोग मानते हैं कि वो जाएंगे, बट the candidates for the second, I think the first keeper is going to be Jitesh because he's got the best possible role in the IPL. वो फिनिशर के रोल में बैटिंग करते हैं पंजाब के लिए और वो कीपिंग करते हैं. ईशान किशन ओपनिंग कर रहे हैं. ओपनिंग की जरूरत नहीं है इंडियन टीम को एज अ कीपर. केएल राहुल ओपनिंग कर रहे हैं. ओपनर कीपर की जरूरत नहीं है. सैमसन 3 पे खेल रहे हैं. 3 पे खेलने की आपकी कोई जरूरत नहीं है. इंडिया हैव विराट कोहली, दे हैव स्काई. The second keeper is going to be a keeper who bats in the middle order and keeps wickets. So that's how I see it. Virat again raising hopes. Ye sala cup naam de. Nahi hoga bhai. But impressive was till 16th over. Virat scored 77 off 48 balls. All others scored 38 off 48. Batting first is India's weakness, not only Virat's. Bilkul sahi. We just discussed this. People don't understand that whenever we include both Rohit and Virat 11, we won't be able to play both Rinku and Jaiswal. Sports fan, I've been saying this since last year when Rinku Singh made his debut. You guys know my view on this. If KL Rahul, Rohit Sharma, Hardik Pandya, and Virat Kohli, if they are named in India's T20 World Cup squad, 4 youngsters will miss out. That means Tilak Verma, it means Rinku Singh, and at least one all-rounder will miss out, right? So if these players do come back, चलिए केएल राहुल को एक तरफ साइड करिए, हार्दिक पांड्या कायदे से खेलेंगे, रोहित शर्मा कायदे से खेलेंगे, विराट कोहली कायदे से खेलेंगे. रिंकू सिंह नाम के प्लेयर को हो सके पूरा T20 वर्ल्ड कप वो पीला नीला बिब डालकर ड्रिंक सर्व करना पड़ेगा, which is unfair on him, right? But I've been saying this for the last 6 months. Kohli game has degraded because earlier he managed ones and twos instead of dots, so less pressure to hit boundaries. Prime example 2016 T20 World Cup. Again, I mean, Akash, it'll be unfair to compare the Virat Kohli of 8 years ago. Yesterday I was watching when RCB's chase began, Virat Kohli and Faf du Plessis walked down, and I told my wife, मैंने कहा भाई, are there 2 fitter openers in world cricket right now? You got Faf du Plessis 40, fittest 40-year-old playing international cricket, and then Virat Kohli. But the point is, Virat Kohli in 2016 was much, much younger. Also, a majority of Virat Kohli's success, his game plan, is built around not taking risks. यदि विराट कोहली इतना रिस्क लेते, इतना जोखिम उठाते, तो इनके पास इतने सारे 4,500 रन T20 क्रिकेट में नहीं होते, अंतरराष्ट्रीय की बात कर रहा हूं. So he's at that stage where a format, a template which has worked so bloody well for him in T20s, is now somewhat becoming problematic because all these years he's not openly hit sixes. And the demand of the game is, especially if you're batting as an opener or number three and taking the game deep, is the demand is to hit sixes. Virat Kohli chhakke laga sakte. Of course, he's the greatest white ball player of this era. But because the game against spin is somewhat dipped, because he plays such a risk-free game, it's not natural for Virat Kohli to suddenly throw away his template, shed that cloak, and start hitting sixes. So I get your point, Akash. But those are Sola mein, he was a younger Virat Kohli who was finding the gaps with ease. Right now, the moment Virat Kohli starts to hit sixes, it works, but it doesn't come naturally to him. So it's a catch 22 situation. Shubhajit, sir, yes, Dayal is doing decently well, but Murli called him trash. I missed that. Again, as you guys know, I don't watch cricket with commentary. I watch it with mute. I'm not a RCB fan, just a cricket fan, so I think it's really wrong. If that was said, that's very wrong. Yesterday, RCB won because of DK, not VK. RCB losing the match easily, but DK saved the match. It, to an extent, yes, but again, RCB only got that far due to two factors. One, Johnny Bairstow dropping Virat Kohli on zero, and Virat Kohli playing that innings of 77. DK, and I'm gonna give more credit to Mahipal Lomror. Lomror and DK, whatever they did, it was brilliant. It had a massive role on the result, but they only were able to play that because Virat Kohli took the match that deep. Had Virat Kohli not batted that deep, I don't think these two had enough to bat longer. They came out with no option but to hit. Full credit. I'm going to give Lomror more credit than DK. But again, you have to accept that Virat Kohli's innings took the game that deep. If Virat Kohli was out for duck yesterday, Lomror and Shashank and DK, they wouldn't have done much. That's just my gut feeling. तो आपके हिसाब को से कौन सा फॉरेन कोच? भाई हम आज फॉरेन कोच के बारे में नहीं बात कर रहे हैं, हम बात कर रहे हैं विराट कोहली और आरसीबी के बारे में. प्रॉब्लम विद इंडियन टीम दैट दे टॉक अबाउट प्लेइंग अग्रेसिव. एक सेकंड, एसी बंद करोगे? होल्ड ऑन, it's getting hot in here. Problem with Indian team is that they talk about playing aggressive cricket, but when two, three wickets fall, they go to shell. Bilkul. I mean, I don't even want to repeat this. It's so bleeding obvious what problems India have when wickets fall. That's why India have not won a T20 World Cup for 15 years. I don't think so. Rishabh will be considered T20 World Cup. Again, Rishabh Pant has played one innings, and the fact that he's even playing after 15 months, so I'm not going to be harsh on Pant. But I believe he's still a 5% shot. But yeah, too early to talk about Pant. We need a middle order left-hander. We should play Jadeja or Pant at four. Pant again, too early. Jadeja, never. Kohli doesn't like being called king. Okay, fair enough. And treated like a celebrity. I find the situation in the wrong world should be like this. Interesting. I did he say he didn't like to be called king? But yeah, interesting. Jay Bhai, realistically, both Rohit and Virat are playing. Who do you drop? Jaiswal or Rinku? Rinku. I've said this. I said this for 6 months. Rinku Singh will not play most matches. You cannot drop Jaiswal क्योंकि वो left-hander है और वो opener है. Rinku is as important. To my mind, the first three names on India's T20 World Cup sheet should be Sky, Jaiswal, and Rinku. Sky will play because he's Sky. Jaiswal will play because he's Jaiswal. But unfortunately, when two seniors come back in and then Hardik Pandya comes in, you don't have room for Rinku. So ये मैं 6 महीने से खेल रहा हूँ, बेचारा रिंकू का पत्ता कटने वाला है. India will win the T20 World Cup if they win the toss in the knockouts. But again, trophies are not won, my friend, on luck. If it were, India would have won at least 15 more trophies right now. I got a breaking news that some of mental are successful to run to hospital. Guess what they are in on your chat talking about shit. Can you? Oh my gosh. Bhaiya, ek black coffee pilo dost. KL desperate to get selected in the World Cup again. I need one good knock and travel selector. Bilkul, we've discussed KL Rahul many times. VK ने कल ये सब बोला तो मुझे लगा dialogue याद आया. You die here or live longer to see yourself become the villain. Interesting. And Virat Kohli has gone through a lot in the last couple of months, so we have to give him that as well. In my view, Virat Kohli only fit for number three. Interesting. Yashasvi is perfect to score fast and take the game away like Viru. Exactly. Exactly. But I'd be very keen to see बिकॉज लुक मई फर्स्ट तक आपको स्क्वाड अनाउंस करना है, यानी कि इन सारे प्लेयर्स को, यानी कि जो T20 वर्ल्ड कप जाने वाले हैं, इन सारे खिलाड़ियों के पास 6 या 7 मैचेस हैं मुश्किल से टू प्रेस फॉर सिलेक्शन और टू कंफर्म देयर सिलेक्शन. If Rohit Sharma starts firing, if Virat Kohli fires consistently, and if KL Rahul fires consistently, then you have three viable seniors at least going to the T20 World Cup with form. But if these three senior players, who I believe all three of them are a very, very good shot to go to the World Cup, it's going to be tricky. I don't know. I've said this many, many times. Your ideal World Cup 11, chahe wo T20 or one day, it has to be a perfect blend of youth and experience. And if bringing in experience is sacrificing youth like Rinku Singh, तो कहीं ना कहीं आपकी selection में कहीं कमियां रह गई. Think GT, spin attack, and Rashid and Saikshaw will give tough fight to CSK and Chipok. Yes, it will. If India needs 12 off 2 balls, who will you bet on to score those runs? Rohit, Virat, Rohit, Rahul, or Pant? By process of elimination, I don't think Rohit will be around to bat that deep. So I'm ruling him out. Pant doesn't have the how do I say it? Pant doesn't have the street cred yet in T20s. Rahul is never going to finish a match. Virat Kohli has finished so many matches that you've given me the most easiest way. Had you put two other names like maybe Sky, Pandya, Rinku, and Kohli, I would have chosen someone else. But because you've given me three utter duds alongside Virat, the answer has to be Virat. That CSK versus RCB game shed a lot of light on BK. In power play, those strokes were finding boundaries, but after power play, they were all singles. He can't be number 3 for India. I understand. आप क्या कह रहे हो? There's enough examples to suggest that Virat Kohli will struggle, but again, the sheer volume of runs that man has, like I said, the best white ball, in fact, the best all format batsman I've seen in this era. So there's a lot to suggest that he can do it. My only criticism of Virat Kohli, and I know a lot of you don't agree with me on this, and ठीक है, आपकी राय है, मेरी भी राय है. We're all free to share our views here. The kind of pitches you will see in the West Indies. Okay, India playing the first 5 matches in North America on untested wickets. Barring that Florida, जहाँ पे उनका आखिरी मैच है, वो जो 4-5 मैचेस इंडिया यूएसए में खेलेगी, हमें उन पिचेस के बारे में कुछ नहीं पता. These are fresh pitches. हो सके drop in tracks हो. On untested tracks, it's very hard to assume or predict कि विराट कोहली उन पिचेस पर कैसे बैटिंग करेंगे. This is not, please don't mistake me, this is not a slight on what that genius has achieved in a T20 jersey. He is the best batsman across formats, test, one day, T20 combined in this era. But the uncertainty about the North American tracks for those 4 or 5 league matches, and then in the West Indies, there's enough examples of Virat Kohli, Suryakumar Yadav, Ishan Kishan, Hardik Pandya, Shubman Gill. They have struggled in recent times in white ball cricket in the West Indies. इक्का तुक्का बात हो सकता है, but collectively I have serious questions about the approach that India's batsmen, young and old, will bring to the West Indies tracks. And like we've said, अचानक West Indies में लीग मैच हो, सेकंड स्टेज मैच हो, नॉकआउट्स हो, जब इंडियन टीम पहले बैटिंग कर रही है उन अप एंड डाउन स्लो टैकी वेस्ट इंडियन ट्रैक्स पर, who is going to be best placed to attack and not rely on just on single doubles? That is the bigger question for all of us to think about. Sir, what really happened to Johnny Bairstow? He was brilliant in World Cup 2019, was doing great. I think yes, it's the injury. That injury that he missed 9-10 months, he's not come back with that same range of shots. For RCB, only Faf and Virat are consistent. What are Patida, Green, Maxi doing? Not much. But again, Cameron Green is only 2 matches old in RCB, and I said this on the News 9 CNN-IBN news channel in December. Auction के दिन जब ये सब हुआ था, मैंने कहा था commiserations to Cameron Green for going from a successful stable franchise like Mumbai Indians to RCB. ये मैंने कहा था लाइव शो पर कि RCB वाले इनकी फितरत में है कि वो कैमरन ग्रीन जैसे प्लेयर को यहां खिलाकर तबाह कर देंगे. पहले मैच में कब आए ग्रीन बैटिंग करने? 5 पे, फ्राइडे के दिन 5 पे. कल कहां आए ग्रीन बैटिंग करने? 3 पे. RCB are going to mishandle the rare talent that Green is. So I'm not going to go after Green. because I feel bad for him that he's playing in such a bad franchise like RCB. Patidar, look, Patidar ने जिस तरह के 2 मैचेस में बैटिंग करी, it just shows the lack of confidence he carries from that abysmal Test debut series he had. Maxwell is the most frustrating cricketer to watch. Okay, जब चलते हैं तो वर्ल्ड कप में एक टांग पे 200 मारते, लेकिन आईपीएल में बंदा इतना इनकंसिस्टेंट है, और यही मेरी बड़ी शिकायत है आरसीबी से। आप इन पे इतने निर्भर हो नंबर 3 पे 4 पर कि ये हमेशा बैटिंग करे। भाई साहब, वो पहली बॉल पे ये छक्का मारते हैं, पहली बॉल पे आउट भी होते हैं। ऊपर से हाउ कैन ग्लेन मैक्सवेल बी योर नंबर 1 स्पिनर? आप कह रहे हो कि आप ग्लेन मैक्सवेल एज अ स्पिनर, आपने सिर्फ इनको सिलेक्ट किया है। विद ऑल ड्यू रिस्पेक्ट टू मयंक डागर एंड करण शर्मा, दिस इज व्हाई मेरे हिसाब से आरसीबी कभी ट्रॉफी जीत नहीं पाएगी। इनकी सोच में ही खराबी है। ऋषभ को 5 मैच तो 2 साल से नहीं। बिल्कुल, मैं वही कह रहा हूं, टू अर्ली माय फेवरेट प्लेयर of this era, Rishabh Pant. The fact that that boy, that man, he's a man, not a boy, that man is back playing the IPL less than 15 months ago from a life threatening injury. And I've done dedicated shows on this topic. Let's just cut that guy some slack. We cannot expect him to suddenly come back. Let him take his time. Let him score 5 ducks. It doesn't matter, because it is next to a miracle that Rishabh Pant is back less than 15 months from a life-threatening injury to keeping wickets. Not about batting. The guy is keeping wickets. So let's just remove Rishabh Pant from all talk about Indian cricket. Let's enjoy this young man's chance to play cricket again. The only thing that Rishabh Pant does, I know Delhi Capitals are not making the playoffs. For me, और ये मैं 3-4 बार कह चुका हूँ past live shows पे, the only interest I have in that Delhi Capitals team is just not judging Rishabh Pant, just watching the pure genius, the pure beauty of what that guy brings. Sir, Arshdeep Singh ka bowling already discussed. J-Bhai, seems like we have same preference. Indian commentary is the worst. No communication skill. I mean, ये बहुत बार कह चुका हूँ। पिछले 7-8 साल से मैं इंडियन क्रिकेट को इंडिया के अंदर म्यूट पे सुनता हूँ। And I suggest आप लोग भी ये करें. Gill ahead of Kohli. Gill's range of strokes and presence is higher than Kohli. It is, Shaurya, but how does Gill get into India's T20 World Cup lineup? Let me know. Different opinion, and I don't want Hardik Pandya and T20 irrespective of what he brings. Like that, he's not a team player. Okay, that's your view, but when it all works out, if Hardik Pandya is batting, bowling, fielding the way he can, he's an asset. But if his bowling is not working, you cannot take Hardik Pandya just for his batting skills to the World Cup. Ravi Shankar saying, if VK plays in T20 World Cup, yes, we've done ample shows, Ravi Shankar, on this same topic. People are bashing Hardik Pandya, but there's one thing I like about him is that he is straightforward. Jalebi nahi banata, and he's willing to take risks. Fair assessment, but again, like I said before, I don't think our Mumbai have a great chance with this current khichdi that's going on there. But again, it's early days. रिंकू आईपीएल में चले या ना वर्ल्ड कप प्लेइंग 11 में होना चाहिए, बिल्कुल होना चाहिए, बट होंगे नहीं भाई, होंगे नहीं. The best part is Virat Kohli has realized his mistake. Now he will improve. I agree. If there's one thing Virat Kohli does, it's improve his weaknesses. Shreyas doesn't accept his short ball problem. No. KL Rahul doesn't accept slow batting. Absolutely not. Do you think USA will help India to win? बहुत shows हम इस पे कर चुके हैं और हम बहुत करेंगे, but that's a topic for a later day. We are seeing faster and bouncier pitches IPL. Very refreshing. Yes, exactly, Shaurya. Well said. Let's hope it lasts. Ravi Shankar, stop doing PR giri for your idol Rohit. Rohit, Yashasvi, Virat, Sky, Rinku, Hardik, Jitesh, Bishnoi, Jasprit, Narendra Siraj. अगर कोई क्रीज में विराट नहीं खेल पाएंगे तो उस क्रीज में 108 स्कोर होगी इंडिया की. तो आप कह रहे हो कि दिस इज योर वर्ल्ड कप 11. रोहित, जायसवाल, विराट, स्काई गुड, रिंकू, हार्दिक, जितेश, बिश्नोई, जसप्रीत, नटराजन, सिराज. आई होप नटराजन get a chance, पर मुश्किल है. So अगर if you're playing Rinku at 5, you have left out, okay, there's no Gill, and you have left out Tilak Verma. I would love for this kind of 11 to happen, but I just don't see it happening. I would love Rinku to bat where you've put him, either 5 or 6, but somehow I think the forces, the nature in the Indian selection process and the Indian dressing room are going to conspire against Rinku. Yeah. Pitches in West Indies and America are also very suitable for spin bowling. West Indies, yes. America, we don't know about it. We've not seen any international T20s being played in America beyond Florida. So we have no sample size to say that, Ravi Shankar. That's an inaccurate statement. आरसीबी तक स्टार कल्चर नहीं खत्म करेगी तब तक नहीं जी सकती. आफ्टर विराट हाईएस्ट रन स्कोर फॉर आरसीबी इज राहुल द्रविड़. बिल्कुल, ये बहुत बार हम कह चुके हैं. 16 साल से आरसीबी की सिलेक्शन बैटिंग और बॉलिंग में खराब रह चुकी है. ऑफ टॉपिक, ओके, आई एम नॉट टेकिंग एनी मोर ऑफ टॉपिक क्वेश्चंस. बहुत हो चुके हैं आज. What do you think of Murli Karthik calling Dayal trash? Again, this was brought to my attention about 10 minutes ago. I was not aware of it. It's wrong. Amir back to Pakistan squad. We need Virat Kohli again. Why are we talking about Pakistan? I have no interest in Pakistan cricket. Soap opera drama happened in Mumbai vs GT. Yes, yes, already discussed. Do you think Samson is trying to sabotage Jurel's chances? No, not at all. Because Sanju Samson bats at number 3 and he keeps. It's what he's been doing. There's probably a franchise call. And I just don't see Jurel right now ready to go. You have Jitesh Sharma who's doing the job. I'm not going to be harsh. Yes, I understand Samson wants himself to go to the T20 World Cup, but Samson's probably living in a bubble if he thinks that while batting at number 3 and scoring runs, he's going to get into India's squad, because India's number 3 is going to be Virat Kohli or Suryakumar Yadav. So Samson will never play at the World Cup at number 3. So yeah, that's my view. Rohit, Jaiswal, Virat, Surya, Hardik, Rinku, Jitesh, Kuldeep, Bumrah, Arshdeep. Can we play this? Why not? Chaliye, last question. Guys, again, you're going off topic. We've done so many shows about tests. Let's just try and stick to the टॉपिक. ठीक है. एनीवेज, आई हैव गॉट टू गो. कल मैं आपसे नहीं मिलूंगा. कल मैं एक शूटिंग कर रहा हूं. एक छोटा सा रोल है मेरा. आई कैन नॉट रिवील डिटेल्स, बट इट्स अ अपकमिंग फिल्म बेस्ड ऑन क्रिकेट, एंड I've got a chance to play someone slightly fictional, slightly based on a real character, in a fun little cute a film with his heart in the right place. तो कल मैं शूटिंग कर रहा हूँ गुड़गांव पे. तो कल मैं नहीं मिलूंगा. मैं आपसे परसों मिलूंगा. बट थैंक यू ऑल फॉर ज्वाइनिंग. थैंक यू फॉर द लवली कमेंट्स. अ लॉट ऑफ एनिमेटेड हीटेड कमेंट्स दे रहे. बहुत बहुत मजा आया इस सवाल जवाब के सिलसिले में. यू हैव अ ग्रेट ट्यूसडे. मैं आपसे मिलूंगा परसों. टेक केयर. जय हिंद.